upbringing of Jamal Murray. At just 24, Jamal Murray, like many other greats before him, is already being considered widely as a real-life example of the saying hard work pays. On several occasions, he has been accused by his coaches of training too hard to master special skills or punishing himself for missing a shot anyone could miss. But with the kind of upbringing Jamal went through growing up in Canada, it is understandable why he thinks playing in the NBA should be a walk in the park for him. In this video, we will be taking a look at the early beginnings of Jamal Murray and how he went from being trained by his father with the ideals of the great martial artist Bruce Lee to becoming a rising star in the NBA. Jamal was born on the 23rd of February 1997 to his parents Sylvia Murray and Roger Murray in the city of Kitchener in the Ontario province of Canada. He attended Grand River Collegiate Institute in Kitchener and transferred to Orangeville Prep in Orangeville, Ontario, where his father served as an assistant coach. He and Thon Maker, a fellow prospect, teamed up to form a formidable duo that defeated many American schools. Jamal had a passion for basketball and, like many young talents, he needed someone to set him on the right track. This someone was his father. Where Jamal was from, it was very rare that a father would be so interested in their son. But he was lucky to not only have a father who believed in him, but also was willing to commit his time and energy into grooming him for the big stage. When I look at Jamal Murray, man, he's just a shot maker. I just believe in this brother. These were the words of a commentator in one of Jamal's matches. Surprisingly, not many people had this much confidence in him when he was a young lad. Jamal was told by many that he didn't have the talent to play basketball and that he didn't know what he was doing. However, with his father by his side, he was able to block out these voices of negativity and focus on his trainings, even on snowy days. According to Jamal, everybody doubted him, except his father. Jamal's father refused to give up on his son. He put him through rigorous practices such as doing push-ups out in the cold, setting up several trainings to help him with his balance, and inconvenient shooting trainings that helped him become a perfect shooter of the ball today. Talk about shooting. Jamal, in a documentary about himself, spoke about how his father helped to make him a perfect shot. He would take a shot, and for every one he missed, he would have to run 100 meters uphill and run back to take another shot. He didn't find this disturbing or see it as unnecessary because he knew his father wasn't just training him to be a good shooter. He was also trying to help him create a good mental focus, or better put, mental strength. This mental strength showed in his growth. At the tender age of 6, Jamal played in a league of 10-year-olds, and at 12 to 13 years old, he was already playing against top high schools and even college players. Jamal Murray's skills have always spoken for themselves, but it's his mental toughness that always never ceases to amaze everyone around him. This toughness does not come as a surprise, since we know today that his trainings in his early years were on ice-covered courts and was put through rigorous trainings by his father. Yeah, tough love, I know. According to Jamal, his father was training him to be as tough and as confident as Bruce Lee, the renowned martial artist. His training growing up was once described by someone as very similar to a Navy SEAL training course mixed with a little bit of fun. Roger Murray, Jamal's father, said he wanted his son, like Bruce Lee, to put all his heart into every action and every game. A lot of people saw his style of training as unorthodox and thought it was all unnecessary. Jamal must be really glad today that he paid them no attention. When his father was asked why they didn't just move to a place where basketball was more of a culture, his response was that he believed in the approach he was taking and knew his son needed to face those tests and go through the preparations before being unleashed on the world. I believe it's safe now to say that this mentality that his father imbibed in him paid off. Jamal's teammates always speak about how Jamal reacts when he misses a shot. According to Malik Beasley, Jamal's teammate and friend, Jamal believes that all his shots should go in and feels terrible every time any shot does not go in. He believes that all his time training in difficult situations and undergoing rigorous workouts back in Canada was to ensure that when he got to the actual court with a more favorable environment, he never misses a shot. The trainings his father put him through had become so part of him that even his coaches and the other people around him today plead with him to take a break off training every now and then. They had fears of how these extensive trainings at odd hours could affect his ability to be at his best during actual games. Tim Connolly, the Denver president of basketball operations, once said in an interview, "We talked with Jamal about getting out of the gym, taking care of his body, the grind of 82 games. More is not always better." However, Jamal Murray always tries to make them understand that this was something he was used to. His exact words were, "After everything I've done to get here, this is easy." He was already used to tough sessions and didn't have any problem going the extra mile just to be better for his team. As expected, Jamal goes on to have a very successful climb towards professional football. In his high school days, he joined Orangeville Prep, a basketball academy for high school juniors, and in no time was known for his incredible dunks and skillful moves and shots. He was the undisputed crowd favorite and everyone wanted to watch him play. At the time, he was teammates with the Tennessee forward Kyle Alexander and later on Thean Maker. The moment Jamal knew that he had a good chance of becoming a sensational professional basketball player was when he played in the Nike Hoop Summit and submitted just a line of 10 points composed of 5 rebounds and 5 assists. He was just 17 at the time and his exact words were, "After that game, all these great players got nothing on me because I'm always going to have the mental edge." In 2015, he scored 35 points, earned MVP honors, and led the world team to a 103-101 win over a U.S. squad that included many highly talked about prospects such as Brandon Ingram, who was at the time already making a name for himself in the sport. Murray went on to make an even bigger impression on his spectators in the Pan Am Games later that summer in a game between Team Canada and Team USA. Murray had come on with his team losing 80-74 and went on to inspire his team to a shock victory. A member of the U.S. coaching staff, Mike Brown, said after the game that he had always known Jamal Murray was a good player, but did not know he was that good. An 18-year-old Jamal had helped Canada to its first ever medal at that competition in over 70 years. An 18-year-old Jamal had helped Canada to its first ever medal at that competition in over 70 years. Jamal Murray went on to have a pretty impressive one-year spell at Kentucky from 2015 to 2016, averaging 20 points and 5.2 rebounds in 36 games and claiming many awards and honors, such as being named a third-team All-American by the Associated Press, All-SEC First Team, and the SEC All-Freshman Team. Till date, Jamal Murray's 20 points per game average is the most by any freshman in the history of Kentucky's program and the most for any player in John Calipari's tenure as the head coach. Jamal Murray was excited to show the world what he was capable of in his first year at the NBA and could never have predicted what would happen next. He missed his first 17 shots in his career. It was the most embarrassing start he could have imagined, and for someone with his mentality, you can imagine how terrible he felt after missing every hit. This string of events made him start to panic and take a series of wrong decisions in several games. He was able to overcome this period by reminding himself that shooting was not all he had to his game. He went on to score a career high of 19 points in a 112-105 loss to the Portland Trail Blazers and topped that mark by scoring 24 in a 110-107 win over the Chicago Bulls. Today, he boasts a number of awards and honors such as NBA All-Rookie Second Team in 2017, Rising Stars Challenge MVP in 2017, Western Conference Rookie of the Month in October to November 2016. And that brings us to the end of this video. We would like to know what your thoughts are on Jamal's childhood and the player he is today. Do not forget to like and subscribe to this channel for some more amazing content. See you in our next video.